Hi fellow vintage lovers. In today's video I'm doing a voiceover over an old haul video letting you know what has sold from that haul and what is still available. In today's video I'm going through a bunch of boxes that my old office manager gave to me. She was a big collector of antiques and cool old treasures, and she was getting her house ready to sell. So she boxed up a ton of stuff and she just said, I don't want any money for it. Just take it off my hands. You're doing me a favor. I was going to take it to, the donation thrift shop or whatever anyway. So take what you want, sell what you can, donate what you don't want and don't care about. So I am kind of unboxing it here as we go, and it took a lot of learning with this haul because a lot of her stuff, she was really interested in primitives, and I'm into more of the mid-century stuff. So she was into stuff that was a little older. However, a lot of her tins were repros from the 80s and 90s. All of that stuff sells. Everybody has their own little wheelhouse that they are interested in. So, we're just a little fun time to go through something different than I'm normally used to, and it let me test the waters a little bit with selling things that I'm not normally picking up. So because there was no cost to me, I was able to, kind of just play with it a little bit and see how things played out as they sold. So this Quaker set of tins, there were two, a short one and a tall one. The set sold for $42.13. It sold within 9 months. And again, I paid no dollars for any of these items. Here's the second part of the Quaker tin set. This really cool film canister is super old. I think it was marked 1940 something. It was all written in French, and I thought that was super interesting. I took French in high school for all 4 years. My aunt knew French and spoke it to me all the time, so I thought it was really cool that that was part of my office manager's gift to me. The film canister sold for $39.56 within 9 months, and I paid, again, $0. I want to make it known in this video that after about 6 months of having her items listed, I had made a decent chunk of money, and I included that a cut of the cash in her Christmas card, and she promptly gave it right back to me via Venmo. So she absolutely would not accept the money for this. So she just gifted this to me, and I am so grateful for that because it really helped me kind of learn about this type of stuff. So I'm so grateful to her. She's such a good one. This little tiny baby sifter with the green handle sold for $32.64 within 2 months. This pretty cobalt blue pitcher is still available. This little beaded evening bag is 80s, 90s. It sold for $32.78 within 4 months. And I thought it was really cute. On a ribbon sewn into the inside, there is a tiny little pocket mirror. So handy for your evenings out. Next up, this is interesting. She was telling me all about it. Her daughter got it for a wedding gift, but didn't like it. And my office manager lives on a lake, so she thought maybe she would like to have it at her house. But then they just kept it in the dust bag and put it in a box and forgot all about it. It is definitely not in my wheelhouse because it is not old. However, I did look it up, did some research. That's the artist tag there. It's a line by an artist with the last name Aram. The platter sold on eBay for $125 within 2 months. I did have to do quite a bit of researching on it. There's a whole line of this. I couldn't find exactly this platter. But again, over on eBay, since it was not that old, it was old enough to go on Etsy, but I think it was going to do better on eBay. So I did end up listing it there. And again, it sold for $125. I thought it was just really unique. That bright red on there, it's just not my office manager at all. She has a lot of neutrals and campy fisherman vibes. So it's just funny that she had that with all this cool stuff. This old scoop sold for $36.69 within 2 months. I like how the scooper part was worn and the whole thing was put together with wooden pegs. This guy I had to really look up. She was using it as a candle holder, but it turns out that it is a vintage sugar mold. I don't know what that means. I just know that's what it is. So I thought anybody could use it. Farmhouse vibes, as a candle holder also. It's still available. This cheese box is interesting because it's stapled and also because the graphics on there are stamped on or painted on upside down. It is still available. Now this is my wheelhouse for sure. This Bradford tree topper, the unbreakable kind, sold for $29.99 within 1 day of listing it. I love that it still had the original box and it was in really perfect condition. This fun Cracker Jack tin is still available. This little booklet I thought was so cute about how to throw parties is still available. She told the cutest story about how when she first got married, she lived above a dime store. And it was almost Christmas time when they got married, so she went down to the dime store and picked up some little Christmas ornaments for their first tree, and these were part of those ornaments. These in the original box, little strawberries, they're like beaded, sugar textured, and then that basket that I pulled out is also full of strawberries. The whole set of all those strawberries sold for $32.34 within 3 months. And then these next two sets of ornaments are still also in their original boxes, and they're kind of a knockoff Shiny Bright. They've got the little indentation, so stinking sweet. They sold for $38.91 within 4 days of listing them. That was one of my favorite things that was in that box of stuff from her. I just love that. I couldn't believe that. I loved that. You know, she had the story of popping down to the dime store beneath their apartment just to buy their very first Christmas ornaments. I think that's so cute. This basket is Longaberger. It's stamped and signed. It is still available. These little elves sold for $37.78 within 4 months. This 90s resin Santa is still available. This 90s Christmas music box also still available. This cool 80s, 90s tree star was really pretty in silver. I loved that. It sold for $36.08 within 4 months. She had a couple of Christmas Village houses. This white one, one of the girls from work really liked it when she saw this original video, and so I took that to work for her and gave that to her. And then also my office manager gave me this. It's really cool, really unique and intricate. Look how cool that is. It's a fire station. It's got the little swinging bell on top. The only thing it was missing was a little weather vane on top there. It sold for $44.51 within 5 months. I thought it was so pretty. Like, I don't do anything with the Christmas houses, but that is so intricate. I just thought that was really, really cool. She also had this panda tree skirt, which she laughed about, but it wasn't that funny to me because I also had one that was still available. So we laughed about that together, that I had one listed already and then she gave me one to list. Great minds and good taste, I guess. I'm using it to wrap up that fire station so that it stayed safe because it was really dainty. This other resin Santa is still available, still in its original box. Another tote here I'm opening up to go through with you. First up, this Fig Newtons tin is still available. This really cute little tin, it's for camphor ice. It's real cute, minty green, got little florals all over it. It is a keeper for me. I put it in my shadow box with some of my little vintage girl figurines. I just thought it was so cute with those white roses and the green and the minty green and the font. It just laid up in my shadow box. It's so cute. I think it was like a lip balm or some sort of balm. This blue floral tin is still available. I thought it was super pretty. It would be really pretty in the springtime with just bits and bobs, you know, helping to make a centerpiece in the middle of a table. I just like the blue and white and how a lot of times when you find these tins, they're like super detailed, and this one was just kind of simple and pretty. I liked that a lot. This Toll House cookie tin has the original recipe and then adds from 3 different years. It sold for $34.17 within 8 months. I like that little boy on the one side. So cute. I paired these two cocoa tins together. They are still available. I would say that they're not super duper old because I remember my mom buying these in tin form as a kid. And that was in the 80s, 90s. This Reese's peanut butter cup little purse sold for $29.17 within 1 month. This Bowers mince tin I thought was so cute. It has a crosshatch pattern on it. It looks very old. It's still available. On this tin, there was a project where everyone, or not everyone, but a lot of people made a quilt square and then sent it all to be quilted together. And that quilt made its rounds to local museums to raise awareness for AIDS and raise funding for AIDS research. So my office manager went to see the AIDS quilt when it came to a local place where she could access it, and it's called the Names Project, and it's an AIDS memorial quilt, and you could buy this commemorative tin at the locations where the AIDS quilt was being viewed. So it is still available, but I thought that was interesting that she went to that and then picked up this tin to bring home. The tin was designed by Mary Englebright. This old Kool-Aid tin sold for $34.17 within 9 months. The ads on there are so darn cute. This gold metal flower recipe box is still available. This cigar tin sold for $32.07 within 3 months. This tall gold metal tin is still available. This Ritz cracker tin sold for $29.46 within 9 months. This log cabin tin I thought was so cool because the syrup used to come in these and they look like a little log cabin. It's so roached, but I thought it would be so cool in like a real primitive home. It is still available. This is one of my favorite things that was in that bin, and I don't even know how rare this is, but I know I had never seen one. We used to buy the Poss Dye Company dies for Easter eggs when I was a kid, but they always came in a cardboard tray with all the stuff. I've never seen the tin. I thought it was so cute. It had a little elf sitting by a bunny, just really, really cute. It sold for $35.87 within 9 months. These 3 little olive oil tins I sold as a set together. The first one was a tall, bright yellow and gold. Thought it was super pretty, very Italian-esque. The middle-sized one was pink and gold and silver, which I loved that one. And then a tiny version of the yellow one. That set sold for $52.02 within 4 months. Darjeeling peach tea tin. It is still available. Thought it was pretty with those teapots on the front there. There are 2 Maxwell House tins, both still available. This Watkins vanilla bottle, still available. I bundled all of these together because they had Christmas colors. That's an Oreo Christmas tin, and then there was just this generic kind of gingham Christmas tin, and then a tobacco tin, and then just a little floral Victorian tin. Paired all of those together in one lot of Christmas colored tins, and the set is still available. Next up, I paired all these little kitchen items together in one lot. It's instant pastum. There's, I think, another bottle of vanilla. I can't remember what else. I'm going to show you here in just 2 seconds. There's a box for vanilla. Oh no, maple. Some spice tins from 30 years ago or so. They're not that super old. All of those are still available in one kitchen lot. Next box of goodies from her. This Barbie lunchbox sold for $37.97. It sold within 1 month. This this box of Carnival Super Straws with the clown on them is still available. This Pyrex that was in there sold as part of a marketplace lot. So approximately I made $10 on it. The entire lot sold for $125, but there were probably 12 to 15 pieces in the lot, so I'm going to say that it sold in that lot for approximately $10 profit. There were a couple rolling pins. This lighter colored wooden rolling pin is still available. There were 2 of these cool cast iron, like salvaged metal hooks. The pair sold for $49.03 within 3 months. This vanilla was part of that lot from earlier. Thought it was cool how it was marked into the glass. A bundle of utensils, vintage with cool wooden handles, are still available. This little candle holder is still available. The Angel Food Cake Pan is still available. This cute little nut chopper with the metal top is still available. This cute postcard is stamped, I think the 40s maybe, I can't remember. Neat how it was soldered around the edges and encased in glass. It is still available. Isn't that so cute? 1 cent postage, man. I know you can send a postcard for cheap, but I don't think it's 1 cent anymore. The darker rolling pin is still available. I like that it had metal tips on the ends of the handles. This is a really neat oil stone, and in the original video, I couldn't stop smelling it. It smells like an old man's garage. It totally brought me back to my childhood of going down to my grandpa's garage, and he would be tinkering around with the lawnmower. It just smells just like lawnmower and like motor oil. It is still available, and I thought it was really cool because they created and crafted a box just to fit that oil stone in. There were quite a few ball jars. Ball number 8, still available. Ball number 7, still available. Ball number 2, still available, and a clear ball jar that is also still available. This is an antique cobbler's box. It is so neat. I love how they left the knot in there and still used the box. It's marked on their combination cobbler's outfit. It sold for $82 within 10 months. I thought that was so cool. And then finally, the very last thing is listed on the marketplace because it's kind of large. It's a Hawkeye brand picnic basket. I thought it was really neat because the sides are wicker, the top is wood, and those handles are metal, but made to be the color of the top part, so they look like wood, but they're metal, so they'll be sturdier. This is in most perfect condition, and she was telling me that it came from a person who used to be a Mormon or Moorsman salesperson, and part of their benefits and abilities to buy fun things, when they sold a lot of things, this was like in their catalog to buy. So this was a Mormons or Moorsman's picnic basket. So all in all, that is everything. I am so grateful to her for all that cool stuff. I would have never picked a lot of that stuff up on my own. So it was really fun to go through it, learn about it, and then list it and see kind of what I could get for it. So all in all, my cost of goods was obviously $0 because she would not take any money from me. The gross profit was $954.34. After Etsy fees, I was left with a net profit of $839.82. I have been racking my brain trying to figure out how I could get her, do something for her. She's obviously not going to accept money, but I need to find a way to tell her thank you. I mean, besides just saying thank you, because this really has benefited me a lot, and not even financially, just like learning wise. It was fun to go through this cool stuff and talk to her about it all when I was packing it up with her, and it's just been a real joy dealing with this stuff, and I still have a lot more left to sell. So it's been a fun little journey, and I owe her for this because it was a good time. So Tammy, if you're watching this video, thank you so much. I owe you. I just don't know how it's going to come out yet. So thank you guys for watching. Take care, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.